Custodians of Rare and Endangered Wildflowers CREW is a citizen science program based at Sanby and funded by the BotSoc and the Mapula Trust. The CREW program creates awareness of plant taxa of conservation concern in South Africa by involving members of the public to conserve, monitor, survey, and manage these habitats where the plants occur. With almost 30,000 plant species in South Africa, this task is rather daunting, challenging, yet never boring with the help of our passionate CREW citizen scientists, BotSoc members, and the INAT community. Over the past year, a total of 359 trips were undertaken by our CREW nodes and 25 citizen science groups, yielding records of about 1,650 TOCC, 2 plant taxa new to science, and rediscoveries of about 4 plant taxa. The detailed data collected are extremely useful for feeding into national and international reporting on the status of our biodiversity via the IUCN Red List, as well as to inform land use decision making and protected area expansion prioritization on an ongoing basis. CREW collaborates with the provincial biodiversity stewardship programs. We link our citizen scientists with local stewardship initiatives to ensure the conservation of sites. CREW also conducted plant conservation lectures at 6 higher education institutes across the country last year, and with the aim of trying to increase the number of students interested in plant conservation and hopefully joining their local BotSoc branches. Given the COVID measures in place over the past 2 years, the CREW summer rainfall node has shifted our focus from threatened plant monitoring to a variety of human capacity development projects. We consulted with the BotSoc Council to shift some of our allocated funds to the medicinal plant project in Islazeni district in Mpumalanga, whereby critical steps are being taken at grassroots levels to propagate 4 targeted medicinal plant species and engage with the Tabanchu community. Sandparks had also requested for Sanby's network of taxon experts to survey the various sites within a potential high-altitude grassland national park in the Eastern Cape. This exciting project was delivered to CREW, whereby we were instrumental in organizing the BioBlitz, with the BotSoc supporting travel expenses for the taxon experts.
CREW's core activity is monitoring and conserving the rare and threatened plants of South Africa. So one of our key activities is monitoring plants. So our CREW citizen scientists, they conduct field surveys to find populations of threatened plants. So we provide them with historical information on where the plants occur, and they go out and find these plants in the field. And when they find the populations, they record the necessary information that we require for doing the Red List assessments and keeping the Red List of South Africa up to date. So these field trips are not only fun, but they are also scientifically valuable, and they great learning opportunities for the citizen scientists to increase their capacity or their botanical identification capacity. So I'm going to show you a short clip of one of our recent field trips with the Friends of Tygerberg and Friends of Blauberg Nature Reserve, where they were out monitoring on the west coast.
It's vulnerable, I think. The red list status is vulnerable, I think. It's called Lachnea capitata, and it's like when you see that, your heart jumps for joy.
So this is the Lachnea.
Lachnea capitata. Capitate means head.
Ah.
So it's kind of easy to remember. So what you're actually looking at is an inflorescence, and the seeds are developing in this thick part lower down. Yeah, so it's growing this top, the whole thing is just growing taller and taller with the flowers at the top. So the most difficult thing in the world is when you're doing this MSB seed collecting.
The CREW program is also involved in contributing to the implementation of the plant conservation strategy. So one of the targets we're involved in is target 8. Which is getting at least 60% of the threatened plants into ex situ collections, and having those available for recovery programs, and at least 1% of our species in active reintroduction programs. So we have several exciting projects going on at the moment. I'd like to share with you one of the exciting events we had last year, which was participating in the Make a Difference Week, which was initiated by the Society for Ecological Restoration.
Come on, come on. Yay! So tell us a story about Erica turgida and why you're planting this here.
Alright, so Erica turgida is the flagship species of our rehabilitation project at Rondebosch Common. Take some pictures of you guys as well. Shake. Okay. Here you go. Oops, yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Kavisha Naika, Crew Project Officer funded by the BotSoc. Part of the work that we're involved in relates to Target 5 of the National Plant Conservation Strategy, involving the identification of important plant areas. Thus far, we have identified the country's important plant areas, and we're in the process of prioritizing those sites that require immediate conservation intervention. So these IPA sites are being used to prioritize botanical conservation activities conducted by the Crew Program, Biodiversity Stewardship Program, and by BotSoc branches as per the branch prioritization reports that are being compiled by the BotSoc Conservation Unit. The Crew program also contributes to Target 14 of the National Plant Conservation Strategy, which relates to the importance of plant diversity and the need for its conservation to be incorporated into communication, education, and public awareness programs. Apart from the various plant conservation awareness activities conducted with most higher education institutes, BotSoc branches, and conservancies, Crew provides iNaturalist training in preparation for both the City Nature Challenge and Great Southern BioBlitz. South Africa began participating in the CNC and GSB to encourage the general public to join the international iNaturalist community in showcasing our remarkable fauna and flora. The Southern African iNaturalist community did a stellar job in 2021 for the Great Southern BioBlitz, with over 61,000 observations for the 7,281 species observed by the 1,042 observers that participated. The City Nature Challenge, held earlier this year, resulted in over 137,000 observations over the 4-day period. The map below reflects the number of observations made by each city. Cape Town ranked second globally after the world's largest city, La Paz in Bolivia. The number of participating cities increased from 5 to 13 in South Africa between GSB 2021 and CNC 2022, and this is thanks to the BotSoc branches who came on board. I would now like to draw your attention to the GSB of 2022, which will be held at the end of October. Should you wish to participate, please contact one of the Crew nodes or your BotSoc branches for more information. iNaturalist has become a beneficial tool for connecting people with nature, enabling citizen science programs like Crew to engage with new people in observing nature and inspiring future citizen scientists. And through these engagements, we have noticed a significant increase in participation on iNaturalist and a greater pool of interest in threatened plant monitoring. Here's a little clip of Vatiswa Zikisha, Crew Eastern Cape Node Project Officer, in the field demonstrating the characteristics of Thymelaceae family.
Check the family features. So you break the twig like this, and then it does this thing called bark stripping, and then you do know that's from the Thymelaceae family.
Oh, wow.
So it's passing right now, right? You can look for the species. The common ones is like Corymbosa and Ericoides.